here we are once again for Nerdly Out Loud, another little roundtable Q&A that we're having at the festival, because obviously we're still on tour. I've been here 3 days now. I think I've still got 3 days to go. And today we have got Mr. Hugo Cruz, the writer, director, producer, sang the theme tune, wrote the theme tune of My London Lullaby.
Did the dishes. Gave out flyers.
Proper indie filmmaking at its finest.
Yeah, it was the only way to do it.
So do me a favour first of all and let the people know how you got into the industry, a little bit about yourself and why you made a movie.
So how did I get into the industry? I'm still very outside the industry, okay?
Okay.
This is a very outrageously independent feature film. I used to play in bands, I used to do music videos. Then about 3 years ago, I did a short film on top of a London bus. Did it guerrilla style. Are you laughing because you know the title?
No, just the best way.
Do you want to do
guerrilla style's the best way to do it.
Do you want to know the title? It's a bit on PC.
Go on then, drop it.
Suck a dick.
Nice.
And we did that, and we realized that we pulled it off, and we didn't get kicked out of a bus. It's not porno, by the way, it's just a funny little thing. And so we thought, why don't we, is me and the DOP, Lucas Wilson, we thought, why don't we do something that we can do and replicate this sort of vibe of guerrilla style, in sort of around London, and do 15 short films instead of one, and that was the idea. I wrote something that could be done in 15 days.
Nice.
And we did that. We went to Heathrow Airport without a permit. We shot there for 5 hours.
Yeah, I saw you got kicked out of Heathrow Airport.
Eventually, because we had to repeat a take 4 times. So by the 4th, we had to go back all the way down, and the security guards were like, "There's something fishy here," and they called security. But by then, we had everything.
So that's what the traditional standard is of running and gunning guerrilla film. Like, and how is that when you're trying to get those shots and you're worried a little bit? I don't have any permits. I just need to get this shot. Like, how does that? Does that put a bit of stress on you?
Yeah, it's all you know how it is. It's a very stressful thing to do anything when you're shooting. So that adds up. So in the back of your head, you're thinking, hell, what if this doesn't work out? And if we get caught, maybe we could go to that shopping center, and if we frame it in a weird way, it could look like an airport. Yeah.
So give us the, I'm terrible at describing what a movie is about, so please do let the people know what London Lullaby is about and what it means to you.
My London Lullaby is a film about a European girl who dreams of becoming a theatre actress, and she finds herself outside of the system in a, let's call it, dystopian post-Brexit Britain. And that's sort of like the gimmick of the story, that and then she goes down this sort of rabbit hole.
So you've made a sort of post-Brexit movie during COVID, giving yourself 15 days to film it. Could you have made this any harder for yourself?
It's also no budget.
Yeah, and also no budget, yes.
Everyone got paid though. Huh? This is why I ended up doing the dishes, because I paid everyone. So any job that I didn't want to have to pay someone for, I had to do it myself. Listen, it was tough, but I've been thinking, as tough as it would have been tougher not to do it and have to live with myself, with the thought of what if.
Yeah. So you describe yourself as one of the Europeans that stayed on your film freeway and IMDb and everything like that, which I think is such a cool thing. I'm guessing this story is super personal to yourself as well. How important was this for you to get this story out there and to show people?
Well, it's that thing that Spence was talking about earlier, wasn't he? When he was saying, make it personal.
Yeah.
It has to be personal, otherwise you're just making a movie about something that you don't really know about. And yes, about 5 years ago, I became British, having come here when I was 20. I spent all my adult life here in the UK. Yeah. And
sorry about that.
No. Listen, I love it. I love it. No. And I felt as though it was an obligation as well. When I got my passport, I was like, now I need to contribute to society. And we this Europeans that now have British passports, we now have a voice. We're part of a small, brand new stratum within British society. So, here's my voice.
Excellent, excellent. How did you go about casting Shirley Both? Is it?
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Both as your lead actress, because she is pretty sensational in this movie. How did you cast her, and how important was it for you to get someone as powerful as she is?
Yeah, funnily enough, I wrote the part for her.
You wrote for her?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Always the best way.
Yeah, she's a friend from the theatre circles, and I have a circle of screenwriters that when I write something, I'm like, can you give me notes on this? I know it's a first, second draft, but you need that, because otherwise,
Absolutely.
First and second drafts are terrible. So
most people don't get there till like the 12th or 13th.
Exactly. I am of the thinking that it only gets good at around the 12th.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people say. Say. So how many drafts of My London Lullaby was there? I can say 3 now.
No, I think we shot at 12th, 13th. Yeah, but for that it was. Again, the idea was to make a feature with whatever we had at our disposal. And Shirley had just graduated from uni. And I remember I went to her uni and I saw how the teachers were treating her, and I was like, they treat her like she's good, because I hadn't really seen her act.
Yeah.
And then I saw some bits and I was like, okay, so maybe it could work. And I just kind of came up with the idea of it. And sent it to her, and I was like, what do you think of this character, the character of Helena, which is like the lead,
which is basically her.
Yeah.
and how was the process once you've written this character for her, and it's obviously slightly based on some of her experiences and what you've seen. How was the collaborative process together to make that character and flesh it out for the story?
There was a lot of work that she did on her own, and I didn't want to get in there a lot. I only went to fine tune a few things. There were a few things that I told both actors, her and the actor that plays the mother.
Yeah.
I said to them individually as to some of the history of the characters, especially the relationship with the missing dad, which I think is something that's there. It's not talked about, but it's something that makes the relationship between both of them so difficult.
A little bit ambiguous, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes you don't have to show everything for people to get it,
yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So in that case, I went I want you to make up what happened. I have an idea, but I want you to come up with a story, backstory of the father, but I don't want you to share it. And that sort of generated some sort of divide that it makes it even more obvious. There's that shot at the beginning when you see the escalator up. That is like a semiotic for the huge divide between the two characters.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
This is why I like speaking to filmmakers, because I watch movies and I get the message and I get what's going on, but I don't always get the full, what was your thinking in that moment when you were writing it and when you were shooting it and everything. That's why I love speaking to people, because that just so, that blows my mind. Blows my mind.
I mean, you have ideas, and then when you do location, you go that's a good point there to put the two characters there.
Yeah.
And ideally, it would have been moving, but this is ideally the escalator would have been moving, but when you shoot guerrilla style, you can't go excuse me,
can you turn this on? So on that, it's a question that I always ask every filmmaker, and every filmmaker absolutely hates this question, and I asked it in the last Q&A I just did. What is your proudest thing once you've edited this together and you've made this movie and you sit back and you watch it? What's the proudest thing that you just sit there and go, damn, we got that?
Well, it's not for me to say, but it seems like I made an okay movie. It's not a crap movie. So that is very...
So just the movie on
yeah. But I tell you what, the very first time I saw this with an audience, it was, I still get goosebumps because it was very special, very emotional. I'm 42. And as you get older, then you probably know, well, maybe not because you have children. And when you have children, you know, you're always experiencing new emotions.
Yeah.
I don't have that privilege. But I'll say that as you get older, you become more cynic, and it's difficult to experience new emotions. What I experienced making this film literally was all such brand new emotions that I got hooked. And I'll tell you what, it's a bit of an issue now, because this is what I want to do.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, well, yeah, there's a lot wrong. I need money.
Yeah, I suppose
You know?
I can see that.
So it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky because after you hit that high, it's like I just want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if I can do that.
I'm pretty sure you'll be okay.
Thank you.
It's a great film, and we are showing it here, but you just mentioned there that, you know, the first time you saw it with an audience and it's giving you goosebumps and all that. How's the reception been to My London Lullaby? Because obviously you've been in England for a while now, and you know what English people can be like, and the subject matter is very of the day, you know, so how has the reception been to the movie from the audiences?
Yeah, well, we haven't had one yet because, as you say, it touches upon the Brexit theme, which is not really about Brexit. I just use that.
Yeah.
But you know, the film tells its own story and da 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 da. But Brexit being such a divisive, topic, we haven't had a screening up until what we're going to do tonight.
So this is going to be our premiere?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
So UK audiences haven't really seen it. But I'm hoping we get a UK distribution in some sort of cool way, and people get to see it because yeah, it's a British movie.
Yeah. And then what's next? What does Hugo Santa Cruz do next? Obviously, I know you need some money to make a next movie, and you've been bitten by the bug, but do you have any ideas, any germs kind of in your head that you just want to do?
Yeah. No, I before I did this, I had been writing for like 5 years. So I'm mainly a screenwriter, and I have like 3 screenplays, one sort of ready to go on a 7th draft, and I'm actually shooting the proof of concept for that later in June. And then I have this other one that I want to sell. It's very commercial, and I think it would sell, but you know, it's not up to me to put the money. But yeah. And I have other bits. I'm helping produce a documentary in Spain. I did a proof of concept for a TV series.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I'm all into films. What I want to do next is continue exploring this sort of social drama with a pop twist that I did with My London Lullaby.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. And one of the things that I've seen since I've been here, I think I came down on Friday. You've been here just about every day, just about every second of every day, checking out all the films and everything. You're clearly a filmmaker with a passion. So please do keep pushing that. My London Lullaby is great. We're going to be showing it. I hope the audience really receives it well. And I think it will. I think we've got a good mix of filmmakers and audience here that people are going to really enjoy this movie. So if you could just, to the camera, just let people know why they should come and check this movie out. This is your chance to tell people to get here now. Why should people come and see it?
Well, listen, any film that is selected to a film festival is worth being watched. There's a reason why there is a selection committee.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I love film festivals, because no matter what film you go in, you're guaranteed that you're bound to see something good.
Mm.
So, by that sort of rationale, My London Lullaby is worth being watched.
It's more than worth being watched. It needs to be watched. It definitely does. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And just before we go, just let people know where they can find you, find anything about you, and just, yeah.
Okay, so I'm mainly on Instagram as Hugo Santa Cruz, and you can find the profile for the film at My London Lullaby, also on Instagram. It's also on Facebook, and if you are curious enough, you can go into Antikino, as in Antikino. Yeah, you get that? Yes. Antikino.co.uk, and I've got a bunch of stuff there of all those projects that I've been talking about. Also, that short film that was shot on top of a bus.
I kind of want to see that, purely for the title.
Yeah, it's hysterical. It still makes me laugh to these days.
Any movie with a title like that, I'm watching it. It was, we had a guy in the bar the other night walk past, and he just kind of mic dropped the name of a movie that he made. I think he was here with Kamal Yildirim from Wastelands, and he kind of walked through. He goes, "I made a movie once, and it was called The Quantum Vagina."
Nice.
And then he just kind of kept walking, and we were like, "I need to see this."
Yeah.
So movie names can make you go and see it, but yeah, please do. If you're down in Romford, please do check out My London Lullaby. If you're watching this on a replay or anything like that, please do check out My London Lullaby. It's a great feature, and it's going to do well at the festival and hopefully going forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.